regular meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 1.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes from the July 5th meeting? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 1 carries. Item number 2 is to receive and place on file drainage repairs. I have one request for repairs turned in by Rasmussen. Explanation is a blowout in DD number 65, Greene County, 48530, Dawson Township. Greene County has not assessed landowner, just allowed the outlet pass through their grounds. DD number 65, Greene County 4-85-30, Dawson.
Get it in. Mr. Chairman, I move for the drainage repair.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 2 carries. Item number 3, to approve wage increase for correctional officers in Webster Garden from $16.11 to $16.44 per hour effective July 20th, 2016, and Mackenzie Conrad from $15.16 to $15.48 per hour effective July 31st, 2016 per labor agreement.
Move item number 3. Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 3 carries. Item number 4, accept and place on file the resignation of Mike Sewell, part-time correctional officer, effective July 24th, 2016.
Chairman, I make a motion to accept the resignation.
I'll second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 4 carries. Item number 5, receive and place on file a newer management plan for Elkhorn Livestock LLC in section 29, Elkhorn Township.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 5.
Second.
Questions or comments from the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 5 carries. Item number 6 is to receive and place on file sheriff's report of fees collected for period ending June 30th, 2016.
Chairman, I move item 6.
I'll second his motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 6 carries. Item number 7, approve resolution naming depository for Webster County Treasurer.
I'll move item 7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Just the original.
I'm Jan Webster, Webster County Treasurer. Here is the anyway, the last one that I gave you, I did not give you all of the depositories, and now I have a list of all of them, all the depositories that we have in the county. Also, what I want to do is, I know the interest rates aren't the greatest right now, they haven't been, I don't know if they're going to go up, but last summer, I would say that we have been getting quite a few calls, emails from different financial institutions about wanting us to give them, they're interested in our government money. So I'm going to say we're still getting them, we're still getting calls and emails. So I wanted to go ahead and propose a request to the board that maybe we can look through our financial institute or banking that we have now and see what we can do to maybe see what we can get for a return on some of our monies. So I know in our county investment policy, we do have where we are supposed to be looking at our main objectives of safety, liquidity, and returns in that order. So, like I said, now that we have been receiving quite a few calls and emails, I'd kind of like to look at these other financial institutions and see what they have to offer.
And what's your time frame for this?
I suppose what I'll probably have to do is give notice probably to some of these banks and call a few of the banks up and give them other banks having different offers that they can give us.
We are you hoping to do this in the next 2 months, next?
Yeah, right, yeah, as soon as we can start now that we're onto this software program, we can go ahead and go back to this. We started it last summer, and now we get back on the project again, so.
We started last summer, did we get anything done since last summer?
No, we have not. I've had several people come in and speak to us about it. No, we haven't, I have not.
So
So we need to start. We need to start somewhere, so I have to do a proposal first and start with that.
I think it's not only the interest rates, but it's sometimes they pay you 0.5% interest, but then they charge you a bunch of fees, and you end up getting nothing from them. So not only do you look at the interest rate, but I think you find out all the fees that are paid some of these banks.
And right now, the fees on our main bank, we don't have to pay fees, but we do have to keep a certain amount in our checking.
Do you have somebody that's gonna help you put together your proposal?
Well, I was thinking about maybe the county attorney, maybe we have them. Can they help me, or who do you suggest? I would, I guess it's a new situation that I got.
Well, I would say reach out to the county treasurer's group for the state or ISAC and see. I don't think we're the first one that's going out, but maybe ask to see a sample of other counties.
Yeah, I know I did talk to a couple other county treasurers, and they said starting this last year also that they have also been hit with other financial institutions more so than what we ever have before.
So could we,
So, but I just give my opinion on that. That shouldn't be what triggered it, quite honestly. Them asking for the money. I believe that every so often, you should be going and soliciting this. I know the school board does that every 5 years or something. I mean, you go out, put together your proposal, and you go to the institution. So from a taxpayer standpoint, I think it's our responsibility to go do this. So I'm glad you're gonna kind of do it.
Yeah. Before, when I went out, I know before when we had other monies, I have called other banks, and, of course, they didn't want to, some institutions were not interested. So,
Well, I think that you listed the criteria that the county looks at, and I think it's important that you create a matrix showing how all these different institutions rate with the safety and interest rates and fees and all that stuff, so that it's easier to make an evaluation of where's the best place for the county to be putting its money. And keep in mind that it is more than the interest rate too. It's the strength of the institution,
right.
all these things. So, and I think these are all good things to bring forward.
I know we've had concerns, I know a few counties that have been, the cybersecurity now, we have to watch for us a lot of it too, that we've been more aware of in the last couple of years. So I know a couple other counties that have been hacked into, and
I think that's where Mr. Campbell's recommendation would be perhaps check with ISAC and see what, if they could have some things to offer in terms of the criteria that we should be evaluating as to where the county is. Bureau's mattress is not going to be available after the end of the year.
It's all the money to be
supervisor, the advisor on this. It's a lot of money that we started to look at it last year and did nothing. And that money sat there for a year now. And collected no interest. If we got a 0.5% on that money, that's a lot of money that we just thrown away.
The first couple of items are, that's our main banking. The other ones, maybe the last 5 or so, but that's our savings, all the savings accounts. So at least
But all that
10
money's in
million.
an account at one time for a month or a couple months.
Yeah,
A
like
lot of it goes in and out, but there is
the
substantial
top one,
amount.
the top 2 that's in and out a lot. The other ones are savings, they're
And
gonna
then-
have, where we draw the interest.
And compared to what you asked for last week, that's a clarification question I want on this. You were asking for a maximum amount for those two, 20 million and 5 million. That doesn't mean that's how much money's there
No, that's,
today, right?
right, that is
But
correct.
you're asking for that, you basically want us to approve, number one, approve the institutions, and secondly, approve a maximum of money in each of those institutions. And is that what you're trying to do here too? Because you have 2 of them that way and you don't have the rest of them.
Yeah, the top 2 are in and out all the time. We don't keep that much money in there at one time. Maybe at tax time that might go in, but then it goes out.
But let's take Great Western, apparently you have $46,900 in
That is a
savings.
savings, that is a savings.
But what if you wanted to put more into that savings, and we've only approved it for 46,900, is
Oh,
my
I see
question.
what you're saying.
I think
That's-
each of these, I don't necessarily care, that's the wrong way to put it. For what you're asking us to do, it doesn't matter what you have in the institution today.
Right,
It's what you might want to put in the institution.
right. But that's what we have in there now. Okay.
So to approve this list for today, and taking away the question that we want her to investigate where the money should be, this is a list we're gonna go by,
Right.
and
So we look
do we
at
need to
other
put
possibilities.
basically higher amounts on those other institutions?
Yes, you take
This
this,
board does the
say
same
it should be
on
like
that.
maybe 6 million,
Yeah,
because you're going to make something on that money. What this does, the resolution does, is set limits in these banks.
and so even 46.9 at Great Western, if they put $1
Right.
in there of interest, then
Then you're over your resolution.
that's what, so those need to be higher to some extent, and then go to the investigation of where we want them.
But this resolution simply is naming the depository.
Yes.
Where is there another resolution someplace that puts these as maximums?
Well, but this is what it does. The maximum she can have on deposit into one bank.
That's right now.
That's not what it says.
Well, yes.
It says, it just
It
says,
kinda does.
it acknowledges that we have this amount as of this date in these banks.
No.
We don't, where does it say?
No.
It says right here,
Where's
it's
the maximum?
authorized to deposit
Yeah.
Webster County funds as set out below. So if you were gonna put one more dollar in there, this resolution doesn't allow you. Right.
So I need to probably up that,
Yeah, I think we should just
Round it
table
up.
this and.
Round it up. okay?
Revisit it.
For now, they need to be rounded up to get us so that you can do your investigation of where to put the money, and then we'll redo the whole thing anyway. maybe.
Right, but we have to.
So what is your goal? When is your timeline to have your request from these banks out?
I will have to draw up a letter and I'll have to determine that. I don't know.
I'm just trying so the paper and everybody can put it in there. Are you hoping to have this done in 2 weeks? Or you hoping to have it done
Well,
in
I'll
30
have to
days?
draw a letter up and I'll have to figure out who to send them to and.
Well, I think you publicize it, they come to you.
Okay. See, I don't know what the steps are. I haven't had a
Yeah, I
chance, I
don't.
don't know what the steps are.
She's gonna need, I'd like it done as soon as possible too, but she's gonna need time to contact ISAC, I believe, to set the criteria. That's gonna take some time. And then I do believe that's the way you do it. You publish it and have solicited or whatever. It's got to be.
Well, as you said, we've run this fair amount, as you might imagine, we not only loan money, but we provide investment securities to a variety of institutions, whether it's banks, but we also work with a lot of governmental entities, so we see this too. And what you might want to do is think about sort of what your investment criteria looks like in terms of how long the time period you would want to invest various amounts of your holdings. And that way we go out with our RFP better established, and one bank is very aggressive on 1 year type rates, and then the other bank is some 3 years into it, so something else to think about, I guess, as you keep going through the process here is evaluating how you invest your money, not just who you're investing with.
So Jan, could we ask that you read, we have a motion to table this, and then you can bring this back to us next week, and then maybe by next week, could you establish somewhat of a timeline of what your goal is of how and when you're gonna publicize and have your stuff out?
I can try to do that.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Did you get a second?
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Awesome.
And a second. The motion item number 7 is tabled.
Thank you.
Item number 8, receive and place on file Veterans Affairs Commission quarterly report of persons served for a period ending June 30th, 2016.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Dan Lewandowski, Veterans Affairs Director, report self-explanatory. 22 veterans, indigent veterans, from April 1st to June 30th. Of those 22, we paid out $13,286.97. They all met certain county guidelines. Any questions on that? Also, once a year I get what is called the geographic distribution of VA expenditures, GDX. Usually it comes out in April. This year it didn't come out until June. It's a synopsis of each state, each county, of what total veterans and total expenditures. I think you guys had that report in front of you. For the convenience of the audience, 2015, Webster County has 3,203 veterans. Total expenditures brought in $17,399,000. Of that, compensation and pension direct payments to veterans for Webster County was $7,148. What I term new money coming into the county. Okay, and with the VA clinic in town here, the clinic medical care brought in $9,041,000. Those are good numbers. Also, something new that I was aware of this year was a breakdown of those veterans' disability ratings, 0 to 20%, and all the way to 100%. Also break down age category, female and male as well.
I have a quick question on the total number. Has that increased or decreased?
Total number for expenditure has increased $1,258,000.
Not dollars, people.
People, we're actually down 72 people from the previous year.
Down 72. And I know that's, the reason I ask that is we've made this big push to get veterans to move here. We're one of the counties that did that. And I just don't know how we're ever going to figure out whether it's working or not working. Because of course you have people passing away, you've got people moving. I just wondered if there was any feel for whether our industries and jobs and if we're actually, is that program working?
It's in the infant stages.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't heard a whole lot. You hit the three things, people coming in, people moving out, and people passing on.
I mean, we've heard from some individuals, I believe, that they looked at moving here because the job was available, because of the program. I just wondered if you had, and I know it's only what we do.
This at home base Iowa.
Okay.
It's still getting steam.
Okay.
Any questions from the floor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 8 carries. Thanks, Dan. Item number 9, adopt resolution directing the acceptance of a proposal to purchase $4,795,000 dollar amount subject to change. General obligation refunding local option sale and service tax bonds, series 2016A.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 9.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the table? Anything from the floor?
Sure.
So the refunding turned out as good or better than we hoped for. Did you guys know?
I'm sorry, could you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
at this point, but pretty successful sale.
Excellent.
Yeah. Questions you guys have?
Anybody have any questions from the floor? On the table?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Inkle, aye.
Leffler,
Campbell, aye.
Singer, aye.
Fletcher, aye.
Item number 9 carries. Item number 10, adopt resolution directing the acceptance of a proposal to purchase $5 million, dollar amount subject to change, of general obligation capital loan notes, series 2016E.
Chairman, I move item 10.
I'll second his motion.
May I have a motion and a second? Questions or comments from the floor? Around the table? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call. Sorry.
Leffler, aye.
Campbell, aye.
Singer, aye.
Fletcher, aye.
Item number 10 carries. Item number 11, approve and authorize chair to sign permit for Webster Enterprises to investigate a tile line near 1920 170th Street in section 3 and section 10, township 89 north, range 29 west, Douglas Township.
Second.
Randy?
Okay, just another comment on that. Been emailing, talking on the phone with Mr. Bosberg on 170th Street. There's two of your residents that are having little drainage issues. They're trying to find a tile outlet. This is not, there's no drainage district, organized drainage district tile lines within a quarter mile, but there may be some private tile that are not documented, which intakes, he just wants to go investigate. If he does find a tile that he can connect to, or he needs to cross the road, he'll have further permits and so forth. This permit just gives him permission to investigate in the county road.
Any other questions? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 11 carries. Item number 12 is to approve and authorize the chair to sign a permit from Greg Reese to pave entrance to 1951 Madison Avenue in section 12, township 89 north, range 29 west, Douglas Township.
Second.
Questions or comments?
We better approve it, we didn't have to pull it out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 12 carries. Item number 13, to approve and authorize the chair to sign a permit from Northern Natural Gas to determine the exact location of their existing gas line along the north side of 340th Street in section 35, township 87 north, range 29 west of Clay Township.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 13.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 13 carries. Item number 14, to approve and authorize chair to sign a contract documents with Jensen Builders for construction of secondary road department maintenance facility at 1950 225th Street in section 3, township 88 north, range 29 west of Alcorn Township.
Mr. Chairman, I move item 14.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
Okay, just a quick summary. Obviously, we had the letting on June 28th. There were 4 bidders. And what you have in front of you, I emailed these to you yesterday, was the bid tab summary. And I don't think there was any math errors, but Jensen Builders was the low bidder on the base bid of $3,780,000 even. And then there was 3 alternates. Alternate 1 was to substitute LED light fixtures. Alternate 2 was to provide more insulation in the non-heated area of building B. And alternate 3 was to import sand for the concrete floors of building A and B. I attempted to explain and recommend each of those options. If you want me to highlight them, I can, but,
Just a question,
yes.
where are we importing the sand from?
From a source course, not readily near Fort Dodge, but I believe it's, you know, like Waterloo area or somewhere where it's not, has a less of a shale content or a higher quality sand that would not create pop-outs in the finished floor. And again, there's some, you can talk quite a bit about this topic, but I think if you want to have assurance that to minimize it from happening, based on a couple of discussions I've had, I would recommend that we would go with it. And the additional cost is strictly due to the trucking cost to get it to the ready-mix plant. It's not a,
I was just curious.
yes.
You know, whether it's coming from.
It's coming from elsewhere in Iowa. Yeah.
Just a question, if we approve the agenda items, are we assuming that you're going to use these three options to be incorporated into the motion, or is this straight judgment and we take your judgment?
My opinion is if you approve the contract documents and they're not officially here, they're in the hands of Jensen, but what you're doing today is approving authorizing the chair to sign that. It would include the base bid and the acceptance of the three alternates added to the base bid. And that'll be right, the numbers will be right typed into this contract that we'll see in the near future for the chair to sign.
And for the public's information, with the addition of the three alternates, it's an additional $31,045 on top of the $3.7 million project. Any other questions or comments?
When's it going to be,
That's
start to finish?
The completion date is December 1st, 2017. They call it substantial completion, but I would anticipate get the contract documents signed, and then we have a pre-construction meeting, and when we have the pre-con, I'll understand the contractor's schedule. I would assume that the contractor might start in August, or, you know, we're in the middle almost of July now, so, but we'll find that out soon. But it's a big project, as you know, and providing a completion date of December 1st, 2017, providing them ample opportunity to schedule their work, and I think it is a good price.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 14 carries. Item number 15, discuss current and future IMWCA/ICAP workers' compensation and liability insurance representation.
Which motion?
We should have a motion to discuss it.
I'll move we discuss current and future representation.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Pearson.
Due to the calls and comments that we received, I received from the public, I would suggest that we at least consider, I would suggest that we at least consider other servicing agencies. And if the board chooses to do that, I might suggest that they invite any interested Webster County agents to come and visit about their qualifications, plus answer any questions that the board may have. Possibly should be probably done in the very near future. Questions? That's my suggestion.
I think it's a very valuable suggestion.
So too, I just have a question, workman's comp and liability insurance, there's more insurance.
Well,
than that, but
yes, the workman's comp is an IMWCA, but the ICAP part of it includes not only liability, it also includes bricks and mortar, it includes loss of income, business interruption, da-da-da-da-da.
I just wanted everybody to realize that we're looking at our whole package of insurance, not just these two items.
So what are you saying, put this on the agenda for next week from you come in, or you gonna have something laid out for them to look at, or?
That's entirely up to the board here. I guess the sooner the better as you go forward. In other words, what does the public expect from us? I would say a quick review, discussion with the various other agencies, if you will. Then you're gonna have to make a decision as to whether you want to continue where you are or move via an agent record letter to another firm.
My suggestion would be, we don't know if one will want to solicit or 20, so we're gonna need some time. So I don't think it's a Tuesday morning thing, I think it's some other.
Set a meeting.
It's just my suggestion.
There's qualifications, you can put those out here. If I can't have qualifications, I wouldn't even look at this, and we can't be.
ICAP usually will contact, let's assume that you choose another agency. ICAP contact that agency. First of all, they probably will react to that. They will contact the agency, see if the agency is receptive, realize that this is an insurance pool, and acts a little bit differently than what a traditional insurance company does. They will go and contact that particular entity and make sure that everything is fine from their standpoint, and also from the agency.
So there's probably insurance agents or guys that wouldn't qualify for this job.
Say it
Is
again?
that right? There's probably insurance agents or agencies in this town that don't qualify to be part of that. Could be our person.
Well, okay, I assume you mean property and casualty insurance agents. Obviously, life insurance agents are probably not going to be not qualified. But as far as property and casualty, assuming that the agencies do business with commercial and have commercial license, then any and all of those certainly could be considered, absolutely. And it wouldn't be just necessarily in the city of Fort Dodge, but also in the entire county.
So the insurance agents from Gallery can come in, or
Correct.
Badger come in.
Absolutely.
And what you're saying is, we're gonna possibly recommend an insurance agent to ICAP. They've got to approve all that, is that correct? If they're not already approved.
I'm not sure approve is the right word. They work with the agent, and
But
there has to be some comfort level, I'm sure.
So I just wanna make sure it's clear, we can pick a person, but ICAP has to
Yes.
eventually accept that person or not.
Are there any questions or comments from the floor?
What's our schedule?
Looking at the calendar.
So the question would be, are we going to make contact with agents, or are we going to let the out Tuesday provide the report of today's meeting, agents contact
Is
supervisors?
is there a list of agents in the county? Or
I think it's gonna be in the paper.
or is it like any of our public announcements? We just talked about doing another public announcement on banks having come in.
I think it's gonna be in the paper tomorrow. I think that's fairly good notice.
Well, it sure isn't gonna take all that long to notify or call, write or otherwise, each one, but I guess.
But that's my question, there's a list somewhere that, because I don't know who all those
Where are you
agents
gonna be able to handle it?
It's not.
Yeah.
So independent, there's the Independent Insurance Agents Association, which will have a list of Webster County, but you can just go to the phone book and you should find the agents here. There's not that many commercial multi-line agencies in the county book. Half a dozen maybe would be pretty close.
I would be a little leery of doing it that way, just because I don't want to miss somebody.
Well, it's
You
gonna
get
be in
it,
the paper,
but
but I
if
mean, in the paper,
if we're doing it, I could see that be a problem. That all of a sudden we miss an agent for some reason which doesn't, and he finds out we called all the rest of them, but not that person.
So I think.
I guess I would just leave it to the paper and.
It's a good question, the county attorney is noticed by the paper.
In this case, I would have to look to let you know. Off the top of my head, I couldn't.
I just, mind if I make a comment? It'd be my understanding that we are continuing our insurance coverage through ICAP and IMA. I would probably say we contact them to see if they have a pool of agents in this area. And I respect the idea that you're trying to enlist somebody that's local. That'd be step one, wouldn't it? I mean, and in addition, just put after you maybe get this pool of agents from this area, then put a legal notice in the paper, in all county papers, how many we have, and go from there.
Maybe you need to explain that's not the way it's working.
Well, again, as an insurance pool, the entity can select what agency they wish to place the coverage in. They notify an insurance pool, and the insurance pool will contact that agency about, and I would assume that they have a contract, a contractual relationship with then the agency. So that they would not necessarily have a group or a pool here in Webster County, or maybe one or two. There's not a pool if we think we're going to choose wrong. So it really kind of still rests with us. And then if you just choose X, Y, Z, for example, X, Y, Z is I don't think so, then you got to let go of that too.
But just from my knowledge, Bob informed me that ICAP wants us to pick the person. They don't have a list, really. ICAP doesn't have a list. We have to generate the list and pick the person.
And I would extend to the lead board's suggestion that this notice be through the newspaper, and because it does behoove whatever supplier to take responsibility to be aware of.
Well, we're gonna have to have a set of qualifications.
About to give them very.
So would it be fair to say that we, would like this to be put out in the paper, that we will take solicitation until next Tuesday from anybody within the county that's interested?
But we're not, my question is how this is gonna work. We're not soliciting a document or something that can be till next Tuesday. I think we have to set a
request for a presentation.
Yeah, that's what I think we have to set a time, let's say next Friday, to anybody that has contacted you ahead of time.
Okay.
To set up a time, and we set up a block of time, and they come in and get 10 minutes or whatever it is. See what I mean?
I do, Friday the 22nd, or something.
And now Keith is wondering if, and for the public too, everybody has to realize our insurance is in effect. There's no change with insurance. Everything's fine with our insurance that way. So some of us feel we should proceed with this fairly quickly, but there is the question about whether Bob is going to be gone, and he's our insurance guy, whether we should delay till Bob's back to actually do this. So I think we just have to decide.
I've never been in insurance, I've dealt with insurance, but we're in another whole atmosphere here. I don't feel comfortable with me dealing with it without getting some information from Bob, because that's his thing.
Well, I think that you could go forth.
You feel comfortable with us?
Well, you can interview whoever's interested, and then make a decision as to whether you're going to continue with your current representation or you're going to seek new. You can then sit on it until I return, and at that point make a decision. You can make a decision ahead of time and wait till.
But to Keith's point, having you here with your years of experience, you would have some questions that I would feel.
The end decision isn't what I want personally would want to hear. I would want you here to ask the questions for the interview.
I said, well, then you probably better put it off for a while.
Man, I'm sure.
I don't know what to ask. Yeah, I mean,
Key in the whole deal here.
I think the response to that the public deserves is that we're aware of the situation and that we plan to deal with it in some way, shape, or form. Now, the timing, that's the other four of you, since I'm going to be here, will choose to go forward.
Maybe you
for an interview to be set and triggered.
Okay, there we go.
Once the big cheese is returned.
All right.
I think that is perfect. And should we set a time limit on them, given,
I would say by the 22nd, that's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
To respond
And we will set up-
and request this opportunity.
We will set up times to meet with them after that.
so. we will
All right,
motion
Cheryl, you
on-
got all that?
I do.
All
Or
right.
do we need a motion or not?
No, you don't, you just discuss.
In the interim, is there a licensed agent at our current
Yeah.
place that we can go through?
Well,
The nice thing about the way our system works is we contact ICAP and IWC directly. Got this stuff.
Even if there wasn't a licensed agent at the place, we can deal directly with ICAP. See what we're doing.
So we can't do that.
And
No, we can't do
it's,
that
it's,
permanently.
no, it's probably not best because the agent does perform services to our benefit.
They perform a lot of services. We need a local agent, for sure.
All right, Carol, you got that? We'll accept,
Request for interview.
request for interview until Friday, July 22nd. We'll contact the people that have made those requests and set up the time to sit down with them at a later date. All right. The next item on the agenda is citizens' opportunity to address the board with items not on the agenda. We exhausted you all.
They're all here today.
Board of Supervisor Committee reports. Supervisor Club.